Welcome
to the J&O Show.
We talk about
what does it mean for a man to provide? I mean, for real, for real.
If a man has the ability, the mind, the mental sharpness, and the fortitude to come into your life and provide real infrastructure, then he is a provider. There are seasons in a person's life where they 50 might not look like half the bills, but if he shows up in other ways to supplement and make it make sense, you gotta understand that. And I'm sorry, ladies, I'm not sending this as a shot to discourage you, sending it as a shot to wake up. If the only thing you know of provision is a paycheck, then you know nothing of it. If that's what you think a man being a provider is, you have no clue what a real provider is supposed to do. That's why so many kept women are lonely.
Ouch.
Bruh.
He said kept women. So that's women that ain't got to worry about the bills.
Yikes.
Oh, man. You got anything to say about the providers or the kept women or or what provision really is? Anything?
I feel like that brother, what's his name? We got to come up with a name for him. Brother, I don't know. Brother Full Beard or something. I don't know. But he be dropping some knowledge. He do. He do.
I know his real name is Trip, but we gotta come up. Yeah, Trip Fontaine.
No.
But we gotta come up with a nickname for him.
Yeah. He be dropping some knowledge.
Call him Brother Get Right.
Yeah.
He be getting right.
Provision, providing, like he said, is not just a paycheck. Don't get me wrong. A paycheck is also provision.
Yep.
Because we live in a world where
that it is.
Listen, you need it. Okay.
Yep.
But if that's all you looking for, you missing out on a lot. I mean, because technically speaking, you can get a roommate to get you a check. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like if you need somebody to just give you money, there are other things besides that. You need emotional, I was going to say stability.
Well, that too.
Well, support in you actually having someone that is providing intellectually, someone that's able to provide you with a safe space for you to be able to do what you have to do to make sure that your home is taken care of. But there's so many other things besides that. Mm-hmm.
So one thing he said was providing infrastructure, which was a great way to say it. But that
structure
that shows up in so many different ways. Like for instance, when my wife and I talk about how we're going to try to deal with the kids, like maybe one kid is having issues in school and the other kid is having issues physically. And that's, personally what's happening with us right now. Mm-hmm. The idea that she came up was like, yo, should we just switch? The reason she was like, should we switch? Because when the kids come home, she take one kid, I take the other kid, and we do what we got to do with them. And she was like, we should switch because I think that they can relate to you more when it comes to how you help them get through the lessons in their homework. So I provide a certain type of infrastructure where my son especially just sort of attaches to the way that I help him go through the lesson and review things. Mm-hmm. Now for him, it's just repetition. Like that boy gonna sit up there and he gonna spell that word 30 times in a row. And he gonna do that for 5 days until that spelling test. Yep. But that works for him. Mm-hmm. That's what he needs to get the click. Mm-hmm. My daughter, she's gonna study herself. You don't gotta do nothing but tell her what she got to study. Mm-hmm. So I figured out that this is how he learns this thing, like that repetition. And maybe it's a thing that clicks with boys in general, where we need repetition or something like that, because he wants to get up and he wants to play and he wants to talk and all this other stuff. I almost make him studying turn into like a game, because I'll be like, I'm waiting for you to spell the word, not just properly, but to act like you know what you're spelling and put a rhythm on it. You know what I'm saying? So when you're spelling the words, it almost sort of kind of becomes a song. You're saying it in a rhythm and stuff like that. And that's what I'm waiting for you to do it. And that, for whatever reason, clicks in his head. When we talk about how we're going to pay our bills every month or whatever, I pay the bills in the house, but I have it set up a very specific way that I pay the bills all the time. Well, when we talk about us having conversations about next moves, when we're talking about when we plan to get another house, that often depends on what them paychecks is looking like and what that bank account is looking like. But it also is, can we have a plan to try to have something to shoot for? Even if we're off, we know where we're going.
And also keeping things on track as well, too. Because sometimes I be all over the place.
Yeah,
like my mind, because I be trying to
do a million things at once.
Yeah.
Like she is a master multitasker.
Which I don't know is necessarily a great thing.
It's not always, but for our family, that's great because you take care of a lot of things that I don't.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? For me, it's like, look, I'm gonna just give you this whole thing because you'll just focus on it and do the whole thing. For me, you could give me all of these other things and I'll just do each of them every day, all the time, at the same time.
And if you guys made it this far, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, turn on your post notifications, and give us a thumbs up so that way YouTube knows that you appreciate what we're putting down.
What we're putting down.
All right.
Like, that's just how we work, and we figured out how to use that to our advantage. But even that type of thing, I sat down and I was like, hey, babe, you're good at this, so maybe you should do this. You're good at that, and maybe you should do that. And then, my wife will come in sometimes and just be like, well, babe, I think you're better at that. Or maybe I should try that instead. Like, I still won't let her touch the clothes, y'all. I tell y'all about how she is with the clothes, and she's not great about it. And I always talk about her with her clothes.
I ain't that bad,
no,
y'all.
she's a woof.
Really, babe?
Nah, look, she really concerned. She's like, you telling me I can't wash no clothes? No, you can't wash no clothes.
I'm not that bad.
If it really came down to it, we wouldn't care. But she'll be like, okay, this is a t-shirt. It's fine. I should just be able to throw it into the washer. It's made out of cotton. It shouldn't be no big deal, right?
Right.
I'm the person that's going to be like, wait a minute, turn it inside out. Oh, nah, you can't put that design in the washing machine because it's cheap. And what's going to happen, all them letters is going to melt off of that sucker. Because we went and we bought these t-shirts from a concert one time, y'all, and we cannot put that joker into the dryer because they didn't do screen printing. They did the iron-on joint. And the iron-on joint don't stay if you put it.
That come off.
That comes off if you keep on putting it into the dryer.
Yeah.
So I'll stop and be like, no, this is the joint. We got to look at it. You can't just throw it in there because it's a t-shirt, right? So because of that, she can't do no clothes. But look right there. What that? Y'all know what that is? That slow cooker.
Oh.
We doing the slow cooker now. She been sitting up here cooking this meat for like 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? And we about to get into that in about an hour, 30 minutes. Yep. Because I know that, I was able to be like, look, you gonna handle this food, because we used to alternate who's gonna make food. Yes. But now, because number one, she don't want me to kill the kids, because I be like, look, we gonna do chicken nuggets and french fries tonight. That's what we doing. I ain't gonna be sitting up here trying to cook no, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, no, we gonna be having home cooked meals most of the time. Yep. But also, it frees me up to do editing while she's doing that. Because she's like, well, while I'm doing that, that also frees you up to go and get more editing done. And as y'all can see, we dropping 4 to 5 videos a week. Y'all remember back in the day when I only used to do 1 a week? Yeah, that's because I was doing other stuff. Mm-hmm. That shift has opened up more time for us to do what I feel is the purpose that we have been sent here to do, which are these videos. Yep. Mm-hmm. So those are the types of things, when you talk about infrastructure, those are the types of things we're talking about. It comes in a lot of different facets. Mm-hmm. I also try to bring a certain amount of structure to the kids, even making sure them jokers get up in the morning on time, or are ready to leave to go to school on time, or go to bed on time. It's so many other things.
Yeah, he's definitely the disciplinarian.
So there are so many things that you're talking about providing, but I also try to mentally challenge her, to have her think things through, like when it comes to relationships, the stuff that we talk about on the channel, or even things concerning our faith and Bible reading. And I send her things for her to study in the Bible and things of that nature too, because I want to challenge her intellectually. I want to challenge her spiritually. So when you're talking about providing, there's a lot of things, like I want to make her a better person, in addition to getting us to a point where she doesn't have to work a job anymore, to just work a job. Like if she's doing something to make money, I want it to be her business, or I want it to be her being in purpose. And that's what we're working towards. So there's a whole undercurrent of things that you're trying to add into. And that's when you're talking about providing. You're talking about a lot of different things besides just money. And a lot of people get stuck on money, but part of the reason we're getting stuck on money is because we're still just skimming the surface when we're having relationship talks. Right. We're not talking about deep relationships, because generally we're not talking about marriage. So how can you ever really get past the surface if you're usually not talking about marriage? You're always talking about dating, relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend. You're not talking about what it looks like when you're married for 10 years and you're getting below the surface. And a lot of times we want to get below the surface on this channel, but it's hard to do that when you're realizing a lot of people just aren't getting married anymore to talk about those types of issues. And also you have to know how YouTube work and the algorithm and all that other stuff. So you gotta, you gotta figure out what works and what don't. So
you guys comment down below and let us know, what are your thoughts? Would you like to have deeper conversations, knowing more about what relationships really look like
long term
in marriage, not dating long term, because it doesn't
different.
work the same. It's different. But yeah, let us know if that's something you're interested in. You know, just comment down below and let us know.
All right, guys, I need you guys to do me a favor. I need you to hit that like button. Mm-hmm. I need you to hit that notification button. Mm-hmm. I need you to hit the subscribe button. Mm-hmm. I need you to hit all the buttons. Yes. Thank you.
Hey, everybody. Down in the description, there are 2 links.
One is to a GoFundMe, and the other one is to a video that explains what the GoFundMe is for. Mm-hmm. Long story short, we have a medical situation with our daughter that we have to pay for everything out of pocket, and we could really use you guys' help. Yes. If you have the time, we'd love for you to go check it out. If you have the money, the funds, we'd love for you guys to help. If not, maybe you could send a link to somebody else who can help. We thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Peace.
Press the off button.